think back how history might have changed just a little bit if we knew about concussion, what we know today.
If we continue to put our heads in the sand and avoid this subject, then I think that's how we lose contact sports or football, and we don't want to do that.
Why aren't we talking from a more population-based about practicing quality care for people that suffer concussion?
Conferences like this, summits like this, the awareness piece growing, that then is able to fund the research that needs to be done to understand, well, how much trauma is too much trauma.
You know, there's money, you know, being put into research to not only prevent it, diagnose it, but more importantly, help treat it.
Athletes have a perspective that needs to be heard.
Yeah.
They can be part of this decision. So if I don't say anything else, the athletes has to be part of whatever decision is made about his own health, about his own ability, and he has to be able to influence the decisions that are being made in the future.
And there is a misconception among active players that they're young, they're not retired. But when they get hurt today, tomorrow they're retired. So it becomes a problem.
Even though we have a great preventative evidence base out there, there is, as Howard was saying, a great deal of will that has to be applied.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous of what the game might have done to me, but I also know the benefits.
Most people said I had great vision and as a running back, and I think when you look at vision, so often I squint or driving at night, you know, having migraines to carry on. To say at 32, I don't know if this is what life would be like if I was 32 and didn't play ball.
At a younger age, you never used to stretch. You used to just get up and just loved it. You loved the contact. You loved taking the shots. You loved returning the shots back. You know, but of course, as you get older, you think about it. You definitely think about it. You definitely want to take a few more days off. You definitely just think about just life in general, man. So I definitely don't have any regrets from it, but I don't think I'll be staying in for too much longer.
And I want the fans to know that the guys that are on the field are your heroes, but they are damaged.
Now with the awareness being what it is, there's more research. You know, there's more protocols in place to treat it.
I'm a technology entrepreneur now, and developed a sensor use case around measuring force of impact to the head and then binning it. And I think more and more people need to recognize that technology is essentially going to be a way to change behavior.
Parents are involved in the decision about whether a child should do this sort of thing. How do you counsel parents here? Is it, keep your kid out? Should that be our bias? Or should it be let them play but ask different questions of coaches, of people who are sponsoring these things?
I mean, it would be hard to watch Mornings with Maria and put your kid in football. I am not letting my son play football, period. He has no choice. He's not playing football. I deeply feel that this game is going to have to change. There are little kids out there that aren't making these decisions. There's other sports to play lacrosse, play soccer, do something. I mean, I'll make that statement on national TV. I had a tough time sleeping last night, and it's just a sad reality to see a game that is literally killing people's brains.
Jack, I come at this, totally respect your perspective. I come at this more of the perspective of a fan, though, that loves watching NFL football, that watches to watch that carnage, to watch those hits. I love it.
You watch it? Seriously,
absolutely, it's a gladiator.
That's why anybody
sport.
watches.
It's a gladiator sport in a soft world, and I watch it now as they change. You can't hit this. You can't do this. We're taking this away. Is the game ever going to be the same? And is that just? I mean, obviously, you don't want guys to get hurt, but they're making millions of dollars to play a game.
Now, if you're stepping into the National Football League, you have no excuse because you know the truth, right? And if you watch a concussion movie, that's real. I was playing during that time. people that know the truth can make that decision. But when you're lying to people and you're not being real with what their diagnosis is, I have an issue with that.
Yeah.
And so I agree with you. I love to see the big hits too. But now I cringe because I know the results.
Yeah, but this applies to boxing and UFC, any MMA.
That's
so
right.
many,
a lot of contact
so many
sports.
different
Actually, even
contact
sports like basketball and baseball too. Just one
Soccer.
wrong move, you can get the. I mean, I've had family members with that.
But
issue.
to the point is that the central point of football is contact, not like baseball.
At every play. I mean, you think about a lineman that's sitting over another man, and every snap they're colliding heads. Yep. That's the part of the football game. And if you're a linebacker, even when the ball's not coming your way, you got a gap to fill, right? If you're a safety on the backside of a run, you got to go down into the box with guys that weigh 320 pounds, and you got to fill that gap. Yep. So the game is going to be violent. It is what it is. We can't change that unless we take the helmets off.
Wow, you think more parents are going to say no football, son?
No question.
Wow.
No question. You'll see a huge drop-off in Pee Wee football and Little League football.
Holy moly. Jack Brewer, good to see you. Thank you. We'll be right back.